Yes, people, welcome back to the Vitesse Youth to Gold, season number 4. I forgot where my cards are where I used to write these things up, but it's now season number 4, not season number 2. And as we know, in a Youth to Gold, there is 3 specific rules which come into play massively today. Rule number 1, 29 plus age in the whole squad. Rule number 2, every signing must be under the age of 19. And rule number 3, which we have made from season 3 onwards, is every single matchday squad must have 1 youth academy star. And you join me back today where it's transfers time. Yes, it is a big transfer special, as last season, or last episode should I say, we got promoted to the Eredivisie. We've finally done it. After 3 seasons with Vitesse in the second tier, last season's playoff heartbreak, we are now going up to the top flight of Holland, which is incredible. Thankfully, despite coming third, that is the case. And as we know, financially, things aren't too bad. We've got £1 million to spend, £20,000 in wage budgets, and a lovely scouting budget. And as you can see, we are already on the 9th of June because I have been a busy boy of a camera, because this, in my opinion, for this whole entire save, is probably the most important transfer window, but also where I personally can get really stuck in to my favourite scouting methods. Regens under the age of 18 that have international appearances. It's an absolute goldmine for unbelievable talent. So as you can see, it is literally day number 1 of the transfer window. I'm going to kick it off with the worst news possible. Abdella's leaving the club. Yeah. Mo Abdella is not interested in talking to us. He feels we didn't fulfill our promise of bringing through youth players in a Youth to Gold. I think Abdella is smoking something in Holland. He's 20 years of age. He is the best player at the club. And he's leaving on a free contract. Absolutely no interest in talking to me. I try all the time. He's currently got a bid on him from FC Den Bosch. And hilariously, he's got absolutely no interest in him. So I don't know what's going to happen. But it looks like Abdella's leaving. He has had like a press conference to say he's going to leave and everything. Heartbreaking. We have believed in him from the start of season 1. And he could be leaving the club. So what I've done already is start to go through and plan this season. Because, again, I've done a lot of stuff off of camera, because otherwise this episode will be about an hour and a half, 2 hours long. And I think these transfer specials are best when they come out about 25, 30 minutes of transfers, and then the first game of the season at the end of the video. So make sure you stick around for the first game of the season. I actually really like our team. And I do think having that extra year in the second flight was good for the club to get us to the point we're in right now, because it enabled loads of players to grow to being good enough for this league. Someone like Jesper Hanstedt, unbelievable signing last summer. Eric Brunsma, I mean, he's got a different face now because FM's been updated, hence why we're not on an updated skin. I like him a lot. He's been really good for us. Last season, 10 goals, 12 assists. There is space for a brand new striker to come in. We'll have to see if he stays around. Abdella is currently in the team, but I'm not hopeful. Jordan, again, looks a bit different now, doesn't he? Kareem Jordan. He is really good. Value's really high. I was tempted to sell him because he weren't great last season, but them stats are just absolutely outrageous. I might develop the tactic a bit this year. I'm not 100% set on what we're going to do, to be honest. Crawford at right wing. Again, I'm not 100% sure if he's good enough, but I feel like I have to try it. Aruna Ouattara in DM, 100% going to be here this season. He wanted a brand new contract. He wanted £10,000 a week. He's on 1.3k. Another one that could potentially leave, as he wants a brand new contract on that money. Zamberi and Vancelos starting as 2 centre-backs. And Maxime currently is the goalkeeper. I have got a new goalkeeper in. He was actually just in the B team, Sebastiano Nava. We progressed him up into the main team and sold Anthony Petrella for 100k. And we've also sold Steven Jimenez for 100k as well. Just a couple of players which aren't good enough. Want a little bit of money. They're now gone. So Nava comes in there. We need 2 backup centre-backs. Van der Poel, I think I'm going to replace, purely because he didn't grow as much last season. And I think he could do with being another backup. Zerips, of course, as a right wing back option. Lovely, luscious locks right there, Zerips. Vogt, of course, in DM with Avia as the other DM. Avia's been really good. I'm giving him a brand new contract. But again, I'm not sure if he's a long-term option there. Pimentel, probably staying as a backup left winger. Daya Domini as a backup cam, and then Arellano as a backup striker. I think it's a good side. It's not incredible, but we haven't got £10 million to go and spend. We are quite light on finances, only £1 million in the bank, 18k on wage budget. I would also love to be doing this on an updated skin, but I'm literally doing this about 6 hours after the game updated, which is a little bit heartbreaking. So we're currently not actually on any sort of updated skin. So if that's why the game looks a little different, that'll be why. But like I said, I've been very busy off of camera, and let me show you guys exactly what I have been doing. So in terms of how I found all of these players, it has been by looking at the filters that we created quite a while back now on the under-19s international apps, youth international appearances, and looking into them. And then basically I've compiled a shortlist. I've gone through every single nation which I know good Wonder Kids can come from, put them onto a shortlist, and we have been scouting and finding out about them. And as you can see, based on the recommendations down the side, there is a lot of A-pluses coming through. And there are some which are really, really cheap as well. Like Jimmy Idris, probably about £100,000, A-plus priority signing. He's not amazing right now. 18 years of age though for that price. Once we get our first team sorted, we're going to be trying to find some players like that. Samba Diop looks really good as a good centre-back. James Tyson is a right winger, a little more expensive, but could be really good. We've got Kwado Kawede here, really cheap Ghanaian centre-back. 16 marking, 12 headling. Again, there's so many bargains here, so many really good options. And then this guy, I really like. Romeo Leonderson, coming in from Malby, 19 years of age. Played 22 games in the Alvascan last season, 5 so far this year. £375,000 seems like an absolute bargain for someone of this quality. Comparing him to Aruna Watara, exactly the same, quicker, not as good aerially. For me, that's a perfect dual pivot. You've got one that's big, one that's small. This guy is very, very high on my list to go and get because he's an absolute bargain as well. Out of interest, financially, he'd want a fair bit of money a week. I reckon we could get that down to about 5k. I think we've got to realise that we're moving into a higher league. We're moving into a new era. It is going to be difficult to keep hold of some players. And now, of course, the same as I've done every single season, I've gone through and filtered out players I'm happy to be in the B team. These two are leaving the club, but then we've got literally 5-star players that are 1.5 star and 2-star, which are all going to be training in the B team permanently for us. And I will also have them in the tactics filter, so I can have them on the bench as well if needed. And the under 19s is much more players, again, a couple which are leaving the club, and then high potential, just less good, and sort of seeing how some of these guys can actually turn out. So I'm actually really happy with how we've actually built up Vitesse so far. I think we've done a fantastic job at getting us to where we are currently. Considering the club is in massive financial ruin, 4 seasons to now be no debt whatsoever, and moving on to the top flight of the Holland with a great young squad. We've done quite well. I didn't actually want to go through and make any signings without you guys here. Like I said, just the 2 sales of Jimenez for 140 and Petrella for 125. Just 300 quid off the wage budget, 250 grand raised. They were free contracts when we signed them. Both 20 years of age, not progressing. So we'll take the money in for them. Now, though, it's time for me to go through these shortlists. I am basically going to exclusively go off these shortlists. I've also added in from here anyone that was A+ from our recommendations, pretty much. In fact, they're not all there, so I'll go through and do that again, because obviously it's changing so much because our recruitment focus is so good. So I'm going to go through and do all that again, and basically now go through the shortlist and do some business. I'm going to think I've got my first signing as one of the backup centre-backs for just £78,000, which is insane. His name is Abel. He comes in from Spain. He is 18 years of age, and just comparing him to who should we compare him to? Valon Zamberi. He's of course not quite as good. Zamberi is 7 years older, but he's better defensively, same mentally, physically, very similar speed, very similar aerials. Just doesn't quite have the vision in attacking, which realistically, for a centre-back, is absolutely fine. He is playing in the non-leagues of Spain, or the lower down tiers of Spain, signed from one of the really low tiers of Spain, and has done really well throughout his entire career. Great heading, marking, passing, tackling technique. Where he's lacking is finishing, crossing, long shots, and flair. absolutely fine for me. I wish his vision was a little bit better, but I like the fact that he brings more out of the defence. And for so cheap, I think it's just got to be done. £78,000. He obviously wants a little bit of money a week, which is to be expected, but again, signed using them scouting methods, which I speak about all the time, to be fair. The ones where we look into international youth appearances and just find some unreal bargains. Right. That's knocked me back a bit. I really didn't want to offer him this much money, I'll be honest. I will put this down really low. I will up the appearance fee to 1.5 and the loyal bonus for 55. I'm going to go back in for him later on because I really, really like him. I think I'll get him. Just need to maybe be a little bit smarter with the, what's it called? The negotiation. But Abel looks fantastic. So I've been going big on the free agent market, and I come with you having no idea what I'm about to do, to be honest. I have built another tactic. Ooh, a new tactic, which could be very, very exciting. Now, this is how it looks in a combined. I'll be honest, it's very similar to this, but removes the cam because cams seem to be very, very expensive. So what I've actually done here is in possession, rather than having the cam and two strikers, it's two wingers and a deep lying forward, which, to be fair, Hansted dropping in basically is a cam, two inside forwards coming in from out wide. Love that, with the two wing backs holding the width rather than being wide midfielders or wingers. And out of possession, them wing backs go up, but as tracking wing midfielders, which I find is the most overpowered out of possession role on the game. If I find that it's not working, I'll just drop them back to being wing backs. And then literally it's the two wingers come inside as cams. That's literally all that is. And the midfielders drop back into DM. Because obviously we are now going into a much tougher division. We're going to need to be smarter. So I feel like that makes it really compact in the middle. We have better width out wide because the two wide centre-backs and then the tracking wide midfielders, and they start deeper rather than being much higher up the pitch. In terms of instructions, I think it looks really good. I really like how this looks. Very similar to what we had anyway with that free roll in Abdella, but just having a deep lying forward. The inside forwards go nice and close. Wing backs hard the width and all the way up through the phase. I think it's really, really nice. In the left-hand channel, really good. In the right-hand channel, really good. Big fan of what we've potentially created with the tactic. So I now need to sort of readjust what I'm doing transfers-wise, looking into potentially a right wing back, although potentially I'm going to just chuck Verips in there because obviously he's been barely good for us, and that would actually enable us to use Mark Jackson, who has been developing really well in the academy, and have them two kind of just as our rotational right wing backs. And I think that is probably what I'm going to do because financially I'm not sure if we're going to have the money to go too crazy. So having them two, so I need to get a centre back, a left back, and a central midfielder, another backup centre back, a backup left wing back as well as a starting left wing back, and a backup right winger. And then we come to the portal and there's three potential signings. Number one, Bernardo Velasco. Now I think this guy looks absolutely incredible. Pace is really good for a centre-back. 9 pace isn't amazing, but overall speed is quite good. Good strength, good stamina. 18 years of age, 17 bravery, great determination, no flair, which is fine. Elite teamwork, good positioning, vision, work rate. Technique, tackling, passing, marking, heading, all absolutely fine. Not the tallest of players, but I don't think we're going to struggle with that quite as much in the Eredivisie. More about possession-based football, and this guy really does bring that of his vision, passing, and his ability on the ball. Free agent contract from Mexico, which does mean his salary is £4,600 a week, which is the only thing that really puts me off of him. I'm really undecided on what to do, because if I actually compare him to Valon Zamberi, in terms of attributes we can, Zamberi is still kind of the better player, but considering he's 18, and he's kind of just 18 as well, so he's an absolute baby with 14 determination, he's really quite good, isn't he? Defensively, very, very similar. Doesn't have the long shots or the heading, which is fine, but everything else we're looking into, especially now moving into more of a ball-playing team, he's really, really good. He does really, really excite me. He is light-hearted in terms of personality, good reputation, dives into tackles, which I don't mind. It's very expensive, but I do like him. The next guy, I also really like, also very expensive, is Beckham Baker. His name is absolutely fantastic. Let's not put it twisted here. Really good value on him. Another 3 agent contract, but will be also 4.6, also 4.6. the level of player here is pretty outstanding. Really good speed, elite determination, flair, off the ball work, vision, work rate, composure, anticipation, first touch, dribbling. Like, he is really, really good. I probably will play him on the right wing, which means I would compare him to who is the right wing? Harry Crawford. Where is he in terms of attributes? Yeah, I mean, he absolutely clears him, doesn't he? And I do need a backup right wing, which would be Harry Crawford to the backup right wing, and Beckham Baker would come in. And I do feel like this is one of them signings which does make a lot of sense. The only issue is, in the transfer activity, there's also Marcus Jensen, who I really, really like. Also a free agent contract, and comparing him to Harry Crawford, if we can do such a thing, it's very, very similar of a story. Slightly less good mentally, but better finishing, better dribbling, better crossing, better first touch, better passing, technique. Realistically, he's even better than Beckham Baker. If we can find Beckham Baker on this incredibly long list, he's even better than him technically. And as the inside forward, that's really, really important. But mentally, he gets absolutely cooked by Baker. A really, really tough decision. I think I'm going to sign this guy regardless because his wage is like 1,200 quid, but he's got an offer from Palermo. I do wonder if he takes that instead of joining us. So Beckham Baker, I am going to sign. I made the decision right there and then. The other guy we've got here is Lars Eruf, who is a Danish striker. 15 determination, good speed, good first touch, dribbling, passing, technique. I think I'm going to make him a playmaker in midfield potentially. Really good stats in terms of that. Good determination, decent mentals, passing, tackling, technique, first touch, dribbling. All really, really good. And his wages are just 1.4k. The only thing I'm going to check against Velasco is I'm going to compare him to Abel. And if he absolutely gets cooked by Abel, then I kind of know what I'm doing. Where is Mr. Abel? A-B-E-L. See, Abel's better. Yeah, we're not going to get him, Bernardo Velasco, but a very, very cool player. So we'll leave him aside. And that's two really big signings coming in. And like I said, there's other players which I'm potentially getting on free agent contracts. It's all been a bit insane in terms of the scouting. I mean, I'm really excited for this guy. I think he's going to be insane in this team. Obviously, really good left-footed. And I do also think this tactic is really good. It's for the exact same in terms of instructions. We're not doing anything different. It looks like there's a lot of different changing parts, but there's really not. It's literally the wing-back step up, wingers step inside, DMs drop back. Like, it is incredibly simple. And in terms of a transition, that's not much at all. So I am really excited to see what this tactic can do. And then in terms of sort of the rest of the squad, we need to kind of now improve its wing-backs, really, isn't it? Wing-backs that can also play in midfield, like a Mark Jackson, like a Verips, and then go and get two for the left-hand side. And that will now move Harry Crawford to sub-9, which is a big improvement in the first team. I need that more midfield general sort of next to Ouattara. Ouattara is going to be more of a central midfielder in the team. I need that playmaker to come in. That does mean we retrain Domini to be that midfield playmaker long term. Obviously, just 17 years of age. He's got loads of time to develop. Avia is going to be the more central midfielder back up to Ouattara. So I kind of just need now that like real playmaker in there to get in, which, to be fair, could be that geezer we've just signed. I mean, out of pure interest, I haven't even looked into really doing this. I didn't think about it until just now. If we compare him into Dia Domine, because I don't really want to block Domine's path too much, this could be really clever. Have these two just rotating a lot. That could solve that issue as well. There's so much going on. I love it. Other signings potentially making. Issa Kouassi, I think, is someone I'm going to bring in. I'm just getting a final scout report on him. But so far, from what I can see, I really like him. Free agent contract. And this isn't a lot of wages, I don't think. His is just 1.1k. I'm really confused as to why his isn't much. Has he got like a part sort of European... yeah, he's part French as well. Okay, that makes sense then. So what we're looking for is having players in there that also have some EU nationality. Of course, Blaži Klavskovskic is coming in as well. And then there's Marcus Jensen. So if I can get him, I will get him, which then might mean we sell Harry Crawford or convert Harry Crawford into a right wing back, which he can very much do. Or we sell him. Not 100% sure just yet. But a lot of things are happening, and I'm absolutely loving this transfer window so far. I think we're doing a really good job keeping budgets low, being clever financially. I mean, just looking into the actual club, just to show you guys, 3.6 million in the bank right now, no debt. It is going swimmingly here at Vitesse. And here we are now then on July the 1st with 5 brand new signings confirmed that I am very excited to show you guys. Number 1, of course, is Beckham Baker. We have got our very own Beckham at the club. He looks absolutely insane, and I think he's a massive upgrade to the attacking options of this team. What's that? We signed Marcus Jensen as well? Yes, we did. What an incredible signing, by the way. 18 years of age, chosen over Palermo, 3.7k. And this guy is incredible, like absolutely insane. These two rotating is going to be brilliant. This guy's a Denmark international. In terms of value going forward, he has got a minimum fee release clause of £5 million. He cost me absolutely nothing. If it's a case where he leaves me, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would love to keep him if he goes for 5 million. What an absolute dub in terms of profit that is. But that's 2 brand new right wingers brought in. Of course, Blažej Kravčík joins the club on a free contract as well. We signed him last January, free agent deal. We're going to put him straight into the B team where he can hopefully grow this season, just 18 years of age. Lars Erhoff comes in potentially as that midfield playmaker. I'm not 100% sold because I've potentially signed someone incredible. And that is Romeo Lee Anderson, who I showed you at the very start of the video, signed from Malby for £375,000. This guy turns 20 very, very soon, by the way. But what a player this guy is. For a midfield playmaker, he is literally elite. Comparing him to Aruna Batara, like we said at the start of the video, the perfect dual midfielders. One that's more quick, one that's stronger. The rest of the stats, absolutely fine. Absolutely love these two as our midfield pivot. And that is the 5 signings, which are all going to go on Dutch language courses. 5 signings, £375,000 spent. Now, yes, the wage budget has taken an absolute battering, but we were not spending much money at all. I mean, I actually want to check in terms of the Eredivisie. If we check out the team stats and then general finances, salary per annum, we were spending 16th most in the league, and we gained promotion. So there is a lot of room for our salary to absolutely smash it. You look at the big sides in the Eredivisie, Ajax 53, PSV 40, Young AZ 51, Utrecht 11. We probably need to be in and around the 5 or 6 mark. So spending a bit of money on the wages is really necessary. What that does do is kind of distort our current wage structure a little bit. There's a few players on quite a lot of money, to be honest. But we were sort of getting to that with Vancelios, with Maxime, with Jesper anyway. So I don't think it's the end of the world. Maxime is wanted and unhappy that he's not getting a brand new contract. He thinks he should be on more money. I think he's absolutely delusional. But straight away, we chuck some of these players into the first team because, of course, that is exactly where they're going. We need to decide what to do with Harry Crawford, which is a shame, but potentially a bit of money to be made off of him. And then where was the other guys? Is that it? Rebecca, Lee Anderson. We then had Blazhikov and Ermhauer. Yeah, that kind of is it, isn't it? Because they're going to go straight into the B side and they will progress. I'm really unsure on this guy whether he should be in the first team or not. It then kind of would move Domini down to the other team, which I'm not happy about. I think I'm going to just get him training. He's very young. He's just 18. Get him training as that midfield playmaker. And hopefully he'll just progress over a little bit of time. His defensive stats are quite good already. So hopefully Lars can continue to grow. Free contract, 1.4k. Don't mind that at all. Just playing in the B team. And in terms of other incomings, we have got some offers out there. Obviously, Issa Kouassi. We need to just confirm him, I think. I'm checking out his stats still. Good finishing composure. Really good there. Good determination, flair, leadership. Good technique and passing. Decent enough heading. He's very small, tries first time shots, but free agent player. I think this is an absolute no-brainer to bring Issa Kouassi into the side. We're then looking at Landry Cisse, who again will be on 4.6k, coming in from FC Osa and Ivory Coast. He is a left wing back who I'm not 100% settled on, but he can also play left mid, so he straight away fits the bill. I like his height, determination. Crossing is okay. Defensive stats are quite good. I'm not 100% sold. There is a bunch of us after him, though, so I'm not 100% on him. Vigo Falf, I'm more sure of as a left back. He is on a little bit less financially, but costs us more up front. But in terms of pace, determination, defensive stats, and crossing, does definitely work more. And then finally, we have Seydou Kamara, who is a right back that I really like. He, again, I believe is on about 4.6k, but wanted by Juventus and Burnley. 18 determination, aggression, great speed, decent enough crossing, dribbling, first touch, and defensive stats are good. I quite like him, so I'm probably going to sign him and Falf and not Cisse. I'm going to make a decision right now. So that is 2 wing backs coming in as well. So looking into the team, that is left and right covered. Hang on, is that left and right covered? That is left and right covered. So do I even need the other guys potentially wanted by Juventus? Possibly not, because we have Mark Jackson, the club. So that'll be left, one of them covered. Need another left back, 2 centre backs, and I'm done. And I think the window has been very, very successful so far. Harry Crawford, we're going to see if there's any interest in him. I wouldn't imagine there is going to be a lot, but I would take 300, 400k for him. That does seem quite cheap for what he actually is, but I think his value is going to plummet this season because he's not going to get played. So I do think Harry Crawford sadly will believe in the club for around that money, which, again, a free agent signing brought in, done really well for a couple of seasons, moves on. The only other option is that we retrain him into being a right wing back, which is a potential shout. How good is Kawasi? 5-star? Yeah, I like that a lot. Just checking out his stats again. Really good. Perfect for the B team. He can go into Young Vitesse. Love that. Really good signing from him. Again, just double check him out. Could we get a season of Mark Jackson going out on loan and this guy stays in the round? If he's better as a player right now, that's what we'll do. Yeah, he is miles better. We aren't selling him. We aren't selling Harry Crawford. Mark Jackson can go out on loan. Harry Crawford can do that. Which I think is really good. I think I'm really happy with how things are going. I feel like we made a few absolutely huge monster signings there as well. There is obviously a world where Hansted goes out into the left wing and Brownsma goes up top, which then leaves us again with a bunch of rotational wingers with Pimentel, Becker, Jordan, Brownsma, Jensen. I think we're really covered in like every single position. I am really liking what we're building here. And it's now time to welcome all the boys back from their summer off. They've had a good time down at Cancun, enjoying the sun, while I've been busy wheeling and dealing. I am almost done with transfers. We check out the transfer activity. There is one guy left, is a left wing back, Nikolai Chalikov. I know absolutely nothing about him just yet. I know he's a Bulgarian international. He's just turned 18, which excites me quite a lot. Playing in the second tier of Bulgaria last season and smashed it and got promoted. Probably going to bring him in because he's really quick. Looks to have decent enough defensive stats. Good first touch. He is the priority scout list at the moment, though. So I'm not going to do him until we sort of know more about that. In terms of the transfer history, bro, there is a couple more players. Abel has joined the club. You know, I wanted him. He now joins us as one of our backup centre-backs, which I'm really, really happy with. And then the other signing I've made is Vigo Valf has joined the club, the left wing-back we were looking into. And I've made the decision to actually move Danny Avila into that right centre-back role because I really like him. He was really good last season. I feel like he could do this role really well. So I moved him there. Obviously, Leanderson and Ouattara, and then got Damini and Erhoof as the midfield options. That should just give us loads of rotation options in the midfield. Obviously, one left-back has been signed where is he? Where's the left back I signed? There he is, Falf. Obviously, a centre back has been signed in Abel. Literally now just need that other left back to join the club, which I can confirm, but just waiting on him. Few players in on trial, seeing what they're like. We are quite a little bit over the wage budget, £10,000, spending 67k a week, which isn't too bad, but I'm kind of keen to stop in and around here. If we do check out the transfer history, it has been a bit carnage. Transfers out-wise, they've lost Petrella, Phyllis, Sleeker, Marshall, Steven Jimenez, and of course the big one that has of course gone is Mr. Mo Abdallah, wherever it's Mohamed Abdallah, isn't it? Let me just find Abdallah. There. I've recently got a mechanical keyboard. They're really difficult to use. Where's Mohamed Abdallah without a contract? So he's potentially joining Excelsior in the second tier. Maybe it wasn't. The grass wasn't greener, was it, Mo? The grass wasn't greener, you idiot. You should have stayed. Well, maybe we'll bring him back in the future. But Mo Abdallah looks to have completely fumbled his career, which is quite funny. And from there, I'm really happy with how the squad is. I'm interested to see this. I've not clicked on it just yet. I don't know why I'm getting things come up everywhere. Our season preview. we're not last. Squad average age of us 19. I imagine we can compete. It's going to be very, very tough, but I'm so excited. We have got our schedule come through. We're going to play Groningen in today's episode. And then thankfully off of camera, and before we come back next time, we're going to have Almere, AZ and PSV. Probably going to get absolutely battered in them two. And then they're going to go back to sort of 5 or 6 episodes in the season, which is nice because, well, you guys can watch me get battered by Ajax probably. You guys can watch me get battered by Feyenoord probably. And it's going to be a real tough season to survive, but I'm actually really excited to get into more of a survival arc rather than the promotion arc, because there's more tactical tweaks to be made. We have to analyse tactics a bit more. We have to really start to look at squad rotation. So I'm very, very excited. But yeah, transfers are basically done. Let's have a chat with the lads. Welcome them back. How are you doing? Eredivisie, lads. It's going to be bloody hard, all right? It's going to be really, really hard. We'll be honest. Promises. You never guess what? I'm going to bring through youth. Oh, you're all young anyway. Of course, you're not really that expressionless. And then that's enough promises. I love you all. You're all absolute legends. Let's go into the season. Have a good one. And we'll absolutely smash it, shall we? In terms of the rest of the squad, not really much to do. I'm going to set a couple more friendlies and probably bring you guys back on the 4th of August, which is actually my birthday. And here we are, finally, on game day, which is going to be very, very exciting. We did make the signing of Nikolai Chalov, the Bulgarian left wing back, and he is okay. He doesn't blow my mind away, that's to be sure, but he's all right, and he's going to come in as our left wing back, potentially a position I'm still going to look to strengthen in the future. He is just 18 years of age. He's on 600 quid a week. It is not a massive financial investment. Cost me like 400k, so we'll see if we can get someone else in that position potentially. And of course as well, injured for the first of the season is Maxim Mirandeshi, which means we've only got Nova in goal. So I have been potentially looking at a loan deal for someone, which I might try and get depending if a few players leave out on loan and we can raise a bit of money because, well, financially it's not amazing. We're negative £7,000 in the wage budget, and I would love to get a new goalkeeper in as well, but it's going to be very, very tight to do that one. In terms of this day, we've also got a job interview from Willem 2, which I'm of course going to decline, but pretty hilarious that we got a job interview on the day of the start of the season. You would think a competent club would come to me a few months before this and go, oh, we really like what you're doing of a test. How about you come in and give our job a chance? Rather than on the day of the start of the season they come in. What manager would ever accept that? But regardless, it is Eredivisie time, and it is FC Groningen away from home. It is a massive, massive game against one of the bigger sides in Holland, to be fair. Top half side. Not an easy first game of the season at all. But of course, the mighty Vitesse, newly promoted, ready to go for it this year. The green and white of Groningen against the yellow and black of Vitesse. And of course, we are trying out our new tactic today as well, which is scary and exciting. I've got a lot of individual training on to make sure this tactic does get properly trained. And hopefully we can build into it in this game and sort of see what it's all about. And pretty interestingly, it's us straight away on possession. A little bit of a miscommunication there from Ronk van der Poel. We've got Van Bergen on the ball, switching it out wide to Binder out on the left-hand side for Groningen. A dangerous counter-attack, maybe. Oh, he smacked it over the bar. Absolutely fine. Stays at 0-0. And half-time, that's all we've seen in this game, which I've got to say, I'm very happy with. Any game away from home this season, not conceding a bunch of goals and being in it into the last 15-20 minutes is exactly what I'm looking for. So to be 0-0 so far, I am very, very happy with. And we've seen little to no threat from Groningen whatsoever. Probably going to change straight away in this second half with them having a highlight instantly. Is Van Bergen easily cleared? Or is it? Or is it? No, please. Van Bergen. Oh my God, he's hit the post and we've got it away. Oh my God, it is still 0-0 somehow. Robben finds Schrouders, back to Ollison, to Schrouders again. Ryan, Willemsen, Ryan, great ball in behind to Binder. Oh my God, he hits the post again. We are staying in this with the skin of our teeth, but what can you expect as a newly promoted side? Van Bergen sets it in and cleared by Ouattara. We're doing well. I tell you what, we're keeping possession quite nicely from that as well. And we're starting to build up down this right-hand side. Beckham Baker finds Hansted in behind. Hansted blast it over the bar. That was a really well-worked move. And when it's now the 85th minute, and this has gone better than I ever could have expected. Well, kind of. I mean, it's 0-0 still, and there is a highlight looking to go here for Groningen. Van der Loom finds Van Bergen, who has been a nightmare all game long. Whips it into the back post. Oh my God, they've hit the post for the third time. We are still alive here, Jeff. I'm going to bring on Dyer Domini in that more midfield spot next to Leanderson. We've got Brownsma on. We've got Falfon. Jensen's on. Avia's on. All 5 subs are made. But it looks like we might walk away from the first game of the season with a 0-0 draw, which would be an absolutely fantastic result away from home and would show that we've actually done a very good job rebuilding the squads for the Eredivisie. We will certainly take a point on game number 1. That is for sure. Man of the match on our side is our defence. Van Stelios, Van der Poel and Nava all in 7.2. And we leave the Groningen Euroborg a 0-0 draw. Fantastic first game. Well, I will see you guys next time. We'll kick off in the rest of August and September. Reminder, I play PSV soon, so that should be fun. And hopefully we come back with a few more points on the board. But that is a perfect way to start the season. I'll speak to you guys next time.